What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, Aces Place 22, right there, Aces Place 22, where we talk about turtles, toys, and turtle toys, movies, comics, games, and more. All sorts of stuff here on the channel. But welcome back to a brand new week of epicness, of awesomeness, of just totally out of this world toys. That's right, that's what we're talking about. We're talking about toys on this channel yet again. But boy howdy, I'm gonna give you a little insight. It's Monday of last week that you're watching this video of Monday of this week. It's wild, it's insane. If you like time travel, quantum leap, back DeLorean. I said back DeLorean. I want to say Back to the Future, but then I said the DeLorean at the same time. Interesting. Please make sure you like and you subscribe so that way you always stay up to date on what's going on up here and what's going on out there with all the toy news you are possibly interested in knowing. Speaking of that, I recently went out and picked up a couple of things. That's not what this video is about, but I might as well share them. Picked this up, Halloween H2O or H20, Halloween 20, whatever the hell you want to call it. This is the wonky-faced Michael Myers, and if you don't know what that means, let me show you. I don't know how well you can see it, but somewhere in there, he's got his eyeballs. His little eyeballs are poking through his mask. It's a weird no-no in the Halloween universe. But I picked this up at Walmart on clearance for 15 bucks. If you want it, go get it. And then I was also able to find boom, this guy right here. My favorite Masters of the Universe character, Old Trapjaw. This is for the new Masters of the Universe Chronicles line for the new Masters of the Universe movie that'll be coming out sometime in June. But yeah, I had to pick this big boy up when I found it. But that's not why we're here. As you can see in the thumbnail, in the title, we are here for the second round of an overall larger picture, and that is the Toy Show Hiccups. The Greater Adirondack Toy Show, Toy and Comic Show, I believe that's the actual name of it. I truly don't remember. But this is just another toy show that I was able to go to along with the kid. We had a fantastic time. There is a video up right now of us doing our walkthrough at this toy show, and here are all the results of what we picked up. Now there is also another video that goes along with these two that came out last week for my Turtle Tuesday video, and I highly suggest anybody that hasn't watched it, go check it out. I had a little, I guess you want to call it, a one-on-one sit down with legendary Ninja Turtle artist, comic creator, Jim Lawson. Very cool, very honored to have been able to do that. And in this video, I'll talk a little bit more about that. In the video earlier today, I kind of glimpsed at him in the video, so you'll see it. You'll just get in there and get it all and enjoy it all. Other than that, we are done with this introduction. I think I did the introduction. This is Ace's Place 22, where I'm Ace, and this is my place. We got it. So, now that we've got all of the high energy introduction anarchy out of the way, let's slow it down and now go and look at today's pickups. Alright, so we're going to make this a nice, enjoyable, long, drawn-out, overplayed, boring. You're tired of it. Get to the point. Move on. I'm done. Next chapter. It's over. Kind of video. I am going to show everything I got off here, and then we're going to break it down individually with a little bit better of a showcase. So here we go. As most of you know, I've been collecting these Austin Powers figures, so of course I was able to find Seth Green, Scott Evil, and then Elizabeth Hurley as Vanessa Kensington, so that's pretty awesome. Little Garbage Pail Kid. Found these terrific NECA figures from the Puppet Master line. The Bug Guy from the Toy Story. We got this dude here from Monster Force, or I believe that's what it was back in the 90s, something along those lines. Archer from Small Soldiers. Nice selection of real Ghostbusters characters. We'll pop back over here. with an Earthworm Jim character, the Green Power Ranger as a custom Lego, and then to the Masters of the Universe with the Revelations lines of Beastman and Skeletor. And then down here, we've got the Miniverse, or whatever these things are called, little castles that someone custom painted, along with 3 Masters of the Universe Hot Wheels, which is great. And then we'll pop up to here to the we got the original 1990s Burger King Simpsons plushies with those hard plastic heads. Terrific to have those. Krusty the Clown little mini Funko, along with, here are some advertisements for your pleasure. Give your figure a voice. And there is their information there at www.myfigvoice.com. They make 3D printed little figure displays and what have you. We also have another, well, I'll have to grab that in a minute because I dropped it. And there's that again. But we got some Simpsons comic books, a little Bart Lego, along with terrifically found, beautifully packaged. I have one of these upstairs as Bret the Hitman Hart, but these are from the celebrity voices, or the greatest guest stars, as you will, on the box, of Adam West. And if you know Adam West, he was Batman. That's a terrible Adam West impersonation, but there it is. That's what you get. And then, let's talk about some Ninja Turtles, because you know how we do with them turtles. We got some magnets, a comic book, some bike spokes from Burger King. What? 2 of the movie versions of the Foot Soldiers, the 2003 Casey Jones. Look at that sus look, like what the hell? We got a Hot Wheels themed Ninja Turtles skateboard. These great little information cards from the original Playmates packaging that somebody had cut off, kept, and I grabbed all of them. And then we've got this beast right here, a NECA Triceraton, autographed by Jim Lawson to Ace. That's me right there, along with a really great autographed poster to Ace and the Kid from Jim as well. So like I said, this is just the broad strokes of everything we picked up, but I am absolutely going to go through and break things down a little bit more and talk a little bit more in depth about each one of them. But before we do that, we might as well take a look and see what the kid picked up. So, the kid got a custom little piece of artwork right there, and let me hold on a minute. Oh, we kind of went off. This is the individual that did the custom little artwork. Psycho Fire Productions. There you go. Myron Lazan. Sorry for that. If you want to pause it and read it and take that information, you go right ahead. Custom little artwork like this. Maybe took him 10 minutes to draw that up. He put the kid on there. It's her favorite Pokemon. Bada boom, bada bing, bada bing, bing, boom. Perfect. She also snagged herself some Batmobile Hot Wheels, a donut, and a cup of coffee for a car. She grabbed some Powerpuff Girl comic books, good for her. And then, what a deal. She must have gotten about 200 of these things, these little Shopkin characters. A big bin of them for $20. And these are all the ones she gave me that she had extras of. So I apparently am now a Shopkins collector. So hey, how about that, Dad? Woo! But if you want to stick around and keep talking toys and see what these are all about in a little bit more in-depth conversation, don't go anywhere. Round 1, fight! So this will be our first set of things that we talk about. These are the randos, the individual items that didn't, have a bunch of stuff that went with them. I don't know, trying to sound cool. So we'll just start off with this straight up custom made, not for me, but this is just a custom little Power Rangers Lego, because if you are a Lego collector, you 100% know they have never done Power Ranger ones. Now, throughout the years, custom Legos have become a big deal, and a lot of times they get better and better and better. Some of them are pretty damn bad, though. I am, myself as a Lego collector, I don't care if it's a fake or not, if you want to call it that. As long as it looks good and it's compatible, we are good in my book. But this is the Green Ranger, the Tommy Oliver. It looks fantastic using existing Lego parts, except for this sword. That is all brand new, at least to me, unless that's a Lego Lord of the Rings sword and they just, repurposed it. And then this is really cool. The Iron Man masks do this. So the fact that they've got the, Green Ranger mask that can pop up. There you go. Tommy Oliver's face in there. The evil Green Ranger. Definitely had to grab him. Yeah. All of this stuff, I don't know price-wise, but I spent altogether about $215, $220 on everything. That includes autographs and all sorts of junk, right? Most of this stuff, all of this, matter of fact, was in $5 bins. There were a bunch of little random things that we put into a pile and considered that worth $5. But all of this here was no more than 5, 10, 15, $17 maybe for everything here. Yeah. So here is an Earthworm Jim mini, accessory figure. This would have come with Princess What's-Her-Name. I don't know if this guy has a name or not. Let me look. No. I have the box right here, and I do not see a name for this little extra character. But this is pretty cool. Now I don't have to open mine, and I got that little critter. And then up next, speaking of critters, we're just going to go right into this guy. I have no idea what the name of him is, but he is from the Toy Story movies. My daughter has a bunch of Toy Story figures, and this guy just looks very Masters of the Universe in a way. So I just was like, well, let's grab him. He's very awesome. I also snagged, because of a friend of mine who is a big Garbage Pail Kid collector, I have this one here myself. So there you go. That is Mel Meal. How about that? And then we got these fantastic figures right here. These were both $5 together, and I did not realize they were NECA toys. These are from the Puppet Master franchise. We have the Tunneler, or just Tunneler, and then that is Pinhead. Now, if you've never seen the Puppet Master movies, they are basically Toy Story, but horror themed. They're all real people, live action, with little puppeteering and stuff like that, special effects. And Tunneler here is like a Nazi, if you will. And then he's got this head that has been turned into a drill. And in the movie, well, you could only imagine what this drill goes into. Now, these are much bigger in the movie. They are to scale, with more toys than these miniatures. But they are fantastic. Here is Pinhead. You can kind of see his little face. And then he's got his trusty fire poker with him. But fully articulated, awesome. Me as a horror movie, I don't want to say aficionado, a collector, movie lover. These were definitely a really fantastic thing to find when you're not really expecting it. And then this bad boy, this is Archer, defender of the Gorgonites, adversary to the Commando Elite. This is awesome. I believe his name was Frank Mangella, right? If that's his name, the dude that played Skeletor in the original He-Man Masters of the Universe movie. He's a fantastic actor. He played Archer, the voice of this toy. Again, more toy-centric movies where toys are coming to life. This is a fantastic movie. It's kind of a hybrid between the two of them. It's family-friendly. It's a little scary. But all in all, the toys from the movie were top-notch. I love them. I was able to acquire this Archer. I have Chip Hazard and another character along the line, or in the lines. So, awesome. Doug, thank you very much for being able to accompany me on my quest for the Small Soldiers line. And the only other figure I forgot to put over here was this guy. Now, I was told he was from an old line called Monster Force, and if you look on his belt buckle, there is an M and an F, and this is Van Helsing. Huh? How about that? Looks like Star-Lord, right? That's what I thought it was. From Playmates line back in the 2006, perhaps? Maybe that is. I have no idea. But I thought this guy looked pretty cool. And if he is, he is a Playmates toy. He looks like he would fit in with, like, the Ninja Turtles and, that schematic that I have going on. So, this has been round 1. Round 2. Fight! All right, so here we go with the next set of figures that I picked up, which is from the Austin Powers Feature Film Figures Series 2. But these are specifically, I'm pretty no, this is from Austin Powers and The Spy Who Shagged Me, because he's got the skunk right there. This is Scott Evil. Seth MacFarlane, what a goober. Seth Green, associated with Seth MacFarlane, let's just say it like that. But you've got Seth Green here. You know, these figures are not superposable. You can get them in only a couple of positions, and their hands and arms can possibly move. But other than that, they're more like little statues than they are, you know, action figures. But the last few weeks, I have actually done 3 unboxings of these toys where it was Mini-Me, Dr. Evil, and Fat Bastard from the, you know, respected movies that they were in. And here we go with these ones again. Scott Evil from Austin Powers 2, specifically the Spy Who Shagged Me. He's got his little head cassette there, or his tape deck, and then he's wearing it right there in the picture, his little necklace with handcuffs on it. That's cool. And then he has his dead skunk that he finds in his bed because that's what Mini-Me does. But I also really dig that he is wearing his Kurt Cobain Nirvana shirt. They blur it out, obviously, for image likeness rights, but it is there. It is relevantly, you know, on his shirt. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, another fantastic figure. I will be doing, you know, a week-to-week of unboxing both of these figures. So if you're interested in that, keep an eye out. But there's Scott Evil. And then we've got Vanessa Kensington, baby. Yeah, let's try to get the glares off that. I don't know how bad the glare has been, but I've been trying to keep it away from it. But here's Vanessa Kensington, Elizabeth Hurley, super babe of the 90s. Good Lord, she was just... I can see where Austin Powers would lose his cool with her. But she comes with some really cool accessories. This neato little champagne glass, cool-looking champagne bottle, magnifying glass, and then down here, which I love, is a little laptop with the real-like likeness of Basil Exposition, the vehicle. Exposition. I think that's really cool. Nice little Easter egg for him. They never made him as a toy, but there he is represented. She is very limited on posability. This is pretty much what you see is what you get. I have no problem with that. Absolutely love that I was able to find these figures. Pretty decent price, $8 for both. Made a great deal with a friend and got them for a great deal. But, so there you go. This has been round 2. Round 3, fight! So here we go with the third round of what we got. And these are terrific. This, I should, in the next video, or the go-around, I'll have a little, what the hell do I want to call it? Not a postcard, but a little card. And it'll actually be what my daughter wrote down before we went to the toy show of all the things that we are specifically looking for. So, the Ghostbusters was on that index card. That's the word I was looking for. Index card. So we had a list of things we were looking for, and Ghostbusters was right on that list, and boom, we found what we were looking for, essentially. So these are all from the original 1984 line, the Kenner line of the Ghostbuster action figures, the real Ghostbusters. Last week, I did an unboxing from a great friend of the channel, Hinderer Collector 41, Skywarp, if you will, his other, you know, screen names, usernames. But we had a good deal with, he had the 4 original Ghostbusters, Peter Venkman, oh my God, why do I want to say Baxter Stockman? Peter Venkman, Egon Spangler, Ray Stantz, and Winston Zeddemore. So I obtained them, and as many of you probably know, I have a good chunk of Ghostbusters stuff from the original, you know, toy line. So to get some ghosts, that's what these are, folks. These are ghosts. Is really terrific. Now we'll start off with the obvious one, which is this like vampire Dracula looking character. And there he is. And they all have action features. So here we go with his blah, 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 blah. That typical, you just squeeze the leg and one of them is triggered up through the body and it has that pulley where, you know, it pulls the arm and activates the head. Blah, 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 blah. I've had a few of these toys over the years that do those kind of things. I have actually a vampire. That is the vampire. I have the werewolf. If I can get him, there he is. I have the werewolf. This is my favorite Ghostbusters toy of all time. But he does the same thing. So there is the Dracula and like the Wolfman. I have no idea if there's like a Frankenstein, a witch, whatever, but that's cool. Next we'll go to the little old lady. Look at this little old, unassuming, oh, sweetheart, do you need your cookies? Old lady, but she's actually Wow! How crazy is that? She's got an eyeball above her head and a gross mouth. Very fun stuff. Which way does this go? Turn it that way. There you go. It locks in place so it doesn't fall open, but it can. Just slowly. There. Very cool little old lady. And then this guy here is the garbage man. It says the can man, but we can take the garbage lid, flip it up. We get a bug's head coming out of there, but that's not all. Pull out his little pinchers, but that's still not all. Flip up the sides, and you get the wings. And there is like this gross, supposedly gross bug ghost monster. So very fun stuff. Silly play toys. That's exactly all they're ever meant to be. And then we've got the football player here. We'll move you over, Grandma. But here we go with this big, exaggerated football player. He looks cool. All of his features are there. So now, when he's in that position to hike, but before he hikes it, if he wants to scare the opposing team, you just pop his head up and... Oh, his eyes didn't come up. There we go. The eyes are supposed to pop up, and there is a monster in his back with like a football in his back. Ooh, creepy. And then last but certainly not least is going to be this guy right here. The police officer, halt! He looks like a nice officer, right? Oh, no. His legs start to grow. His hands start to stretch. And then when you're least expecting it, this big, crazy skeleton ghost within this cop. How friggin' cool is that? If I was a kid, well, I was a kid back in the early 90s and had some of these, but I didn't have any of these ones. Not a single one of these characters. They would have rocked the box. I would have loved to have had toys like this back when I was a kid. Had some of them, but not all of them. But still, these are freaking creepy and cool to have now. It's not a video if they don't all fall over. But there you go. That has been round 3. Round 4, fight! Yes, definitely fight. Here we go with what I know is some of my, YouTube friends' possibly favorite little part of this particular video, and that is these Masters of the Universe cars, little, let's call them what they are, a little play set, little case, and these terrific action figures. And let me tell you what, these all collectively only cost $15. For all of this right here was $15. I'll never forget it. Both of these individual figures were $5 a piece. I bought them off of the same seller. He was doing, bags of goodies for $5. So I spent $20 on stuff, and then he told me, he's like, grab another bag. So I got one bag for free, which was really cool. So the bag I technically got for free was this one right here with these 2 sets and these 3 cars, and that's what we're going to talk about first. We've got the Masters. This is all Masters of the Universe, in case anybody didn't know. But we've got the Wind Raider. How cool is that as a little Hot Wheel? Like, that's pretty freaking awesome. Pretty cool. And then we got the Battle Ram. This is sweet. Little button would be there, and boom, boom, boom. You got that action pose there. Or not action pose, but action feature. This is really cool. It's got big, thick rubber wheels, which is kind of neat. And then we got my personal favorite one out of all 3 of them. Oh, are we blurred? The Land Shark. This thing is sick. You got both of the guns, the mounted guns on the back that can be, raised up. Very cool. And they do kind of go in scale with these small little castles. Now, what these castles are, I'm probably going to mess it up, but they belong to the Miniverse kind of stuff. Not the mini brands. Let's not get that too confused, but like Miniverse, I believe that's what they're called. I have a few of the He-Man ones. I know a bunch of my friends have a handful of them, but these are the little castles that they would have had. Snake Mountain. And then here would be your Castle Grayskull. Now, the thing that I learned about these is when you open them up, whatever side opens, this side here, on Snake Mountain. Well, for the love of opening, open. There. They usually, on the outside, have this more plastic glossy look out here. But the guy that I bought them from, or whoever owned these previously, painted them. So they have that more, you know, detailed look where it just looks real. So this is very awesome. I'm glad to have picked up both of them. We'll take a little bit closer look at the Castle Grayskull. Here you go. I do believe I have some figures that can go with these, so I'll clearly display them on my shelves appropriately. And then next up, both of these figures are from the Masters of the Universe Revelations line. I believe that was the Netflix cartoon. I could be wrong. I never got into it. But the figures are great. I have Trapjaw, #1. So I figured let's get Beastman. He looks super cool. Very different head look than like a traditional Beastman where he's got the war paint to make up for that white right there and stuff like that. The braided beard. His hair's not, you know, all puffy and whatever. It's just slicked right back. It's own separate thing. But all this great articulation. I mean, he's missing his hands. He's got extra hands, but oh well, don't have them. He's got his whip. That's his traditional weapon. His big, thick cloth. It would have been nice if maybe that was soft goods, but it is a little pliable. But, I mean, if you wanted a Beastman, this dude does it all. He's great. This is terrific. Let's see if I can get him back to stand now. I should. He's pretty easy. And then, of course, Skeletor. Had to get... Oh, no, I thought I had him. He was resting on the will of Skelly. There we go. This Skeletor is pretty sweet. I don't love that there's not a lot of like texture in his plastic. He is very smooth, but for $5, this is a banger of a Skeletor. And hey, Joe Prime, there's his 3 toes. No Jared Leto on this one yet, but if you know, you know. Go check out Joe Prime's videos. But he's got his Ram Scepter. I don't know if there's a specific name for it. And then this, I honestly don't know what this specific weapon is. So if anybody wants to help me out and tell me, that would be great. But he came with that as well. So I do believe, other than maybe some extra hands, Skeletor has all of his accessories as well. And he's got this pretty cool soft good cape. It would have been nice if it was a little... He just looks too new. I think that's what it is. He looks too polished, which isn't a bad thing, but I want him a little dingy looking. And that's why I can't wait to find the movie one where he's basically looks just like that, but he's a little bit more grittier looking and a little bit more hardened. But I'm not complaining. It's just a little observations of my own. But for $5, $15 for all 3 of these things, you cannot beat it. So yeah. Round 5, fight! So here we go with that 5th round of goody goodness. And what we got here is, go through these pretty quick. These are little stuffed animal plushie dolls, the hard plastic soft goods. They were available at Burger King. I've got the whole set of 5 with 2 of the original bands on it, which is pretty cool. You got the Simpsons. Meet the Simpsons. Bart, Lisa, Homer, Maggie, and Marge. Collect all 5 only at Burger King. 1990. That's pretty cool to have those. I've got a few Burger King Ninja Turtle toys and stuff like that. So here is Bart Simpson, Homer, Lisa, Maggie, and Marge. Along with, in the back there, nothing too crazy, but I've got a handful of those Simpsons comic books. Thank you, Seafrost, for kicking off that part of my collection. Along with, I love Krusty the Clown. He is my favorite Simpsons character. A mini Krusty the Clown Funko Pop. Because, of course, I don't collect the Funkos like I used to, but a little one here and there like that will not take up too much space. That's the problem. And then we've got Lego Bart Simpson, which I did not have before, so of course I had to get him now. And then certainly last, obviously, but not to go unnoticed, we have the 25th anniversary, I'm assuming, 25, oh, no, okay, I'm sorry. 25 of the greatest stars, which would be 25 celebrities. And this is from Series 5. We have Adam West, who appeared in the episode of The Plow King. And it says it right there on the back. That's how I know. Also, I like that episode because I like how Barney is a jerk. So there you go. Other figures in that celebrity line. Stan Lee, Tom Petty stand out to me specifically. I do have the Bret the Hitman Hart figure from this line as well, which was autographed. So that is a pretty cool thing. So there you go, folks. That is the Simpsons portion of this video. That was round 5. Round 6. Fight! Here we go with the last and final round of pickups from that toy show. We're going to go right through all of this. This is the best stuff, in my opinion, obviously. Snagged myself some classic, vintage, minty cool little Ninja Turtle magnets. Only Raphael and Leonardo. Pretty sweet. Mentioned the Burger King stuff before. I have grabbed a handful of Burger King Ninja Turtle toys from a bunch of different toy shows over the year. So why not just keep going? These actually go on your spokes to your bicycle. So that's pretty sweet. All 4 of them are in there. Ran into a great friend named Kobe Mack. Thank you very much, Kobe. I am so sorry. I'm going to acknowledge it right now for the sheer embarrassment. I am so sorry that I called you Caleb. Just in the moment, I knew it started with a K and it just caught me off guard. But Kobe Mack, thank you so much for this free gift of a Ninja Turtles skateboard from Hot Wheels. Oh, Casey Jones is down. This is fantastic. Little thank you. So I will tag you in this video to show my appreciation. And then we got Casey Jones from the 2003 Ninja Turtle line. He's got that awesome action ability there. Wacha, wacha. And I got some stuff, his accessories and stuff like that go with him. So that's very cool. Grabbed myself some foot soldiers from, I believe, the 3rd TMNT live action movie. These are, I have 3 of these now. I absolutely love army building the foot soldiers. And these ones I do not mind at all. I think they look cool. Then we've got all of these information cards that you would cut off the back of your packaging for your Ninja Turtle figures. So we've got Donatello, Leonardo, Ace Duck, Mondo, oh my god, I can't read or talk. Genghis Frog, a Mauser, Baxter Stockman, who else we got here? Rocksteady, Bebop, Krang, and the Shredder. So they were all $1 a piece. That's pretty cool to add to my own personal collection of, stuff. And let's look at this comic book. The only Ninja Turtle comic book that I ended up picking up. I don't know anything about it, but I figured it would be a fun read. And then all of this cool stuff. Now, I went in depth in my last Ace in the Hole variety show, Spaced Out. If you want to know the full story of all of this, you're going to have to go and watch that live. It was a lot of fun, good times. There you go. But the quick cliff notes. This is an action figure of a Triceratons from the Eastman and Laird's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles comic books, the Mirage Studio ones. And this was drawn and autographed by comic book artist Jim Lawson. It's hard to see, but I had him... This was already pre-done, and he was selling this, so I had him just put my name on there. It's hard to see, I know that, but for me, it's really radical. We'll rotate it around to the back real quick. You can get a better look. I do not have this Triceraton in my collection, so to get it, have it autographed, little piece of artwork on there, a moment of talking to the individual, chef's kiss. This is one of my holy grail items of my turtle collection, for sure. And then this... we'll try to get it as best we can, is an awesome poster that he had as a print, and I got him to sign it to Ace and the Kid, Jim Lawson. So this just goes in our personal Ninja Turtle collection together, because we are fans first and foremost. We're not, trying to ride coattails or become famous off of someone else or any silly kind of thing like that. We have an appreciation for toys that we want to share with everybody else, that we also want to be shared with. So if you have enjoyed this video, you've enjoyed any of the things that I've talked about, please make sure you leave a comment down below on what it was you enjoyed. If you want me to talk about it again, if you want me to show it off again, sound off down below. But this was round 5, the 5th and final round of the Toy Show Pickups. And the winner of the rounds goes to... the Ninja Turtles. We'll be right back, folks. Yeah, baby. Folks, if you've liked what you've seen here and you've enjoyed this video, please make sure you hit the like, subscribe, and smack that little bell notification while you're at it. so that way you can be up to date on all of the videos here at Ace's Place 22, because not only do we do toys, but we do a little bit of family stuff here and there too. So if you wanted just a wholesome, environment, this is the place to be. And that'll wrap it up for this video. So thank you all so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed this nice, long, stretched out video of these fantastic toys and the tales behind them, I guess. So until next time, folks, we will see you then. And as always, peace, love, and pizza grease.